In this centenary year for Northern Ireland, it's the centenary for the Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs, as well as the UN's International Year of Fruits and Vegetables. At Dunleath Estates, we used to have a horticulture department, and in the season we'd employ 30 plus people here. Most just remember that we grew strawberries, but we actually grew both brassicas and salads for the Northern Ireland supermarkets until the English ones appeared. My husband claims that by the 1st of September all salad had to be harvested because no one in Ulster ate salad after that. That would have been anathema to our ancestors of the 1700s when this wall garden was built, because they kept leaves and herbs in particular growing because it could keep scurvy at bay. Potato, fruit and vegetables were the backbone of the diet in 1921 and still should be. They contain what we need most in terms of vitamins, fibre, and it has volume to keep us feeling full, especially if you have had just a marginal amount of animal protein with it. Little onion fried in butter, an egg or some cheese, a bit of beef or chicken stock, even a slice of bacon. Government propaganda and well-placed articles in ladies' magazines in the 20s kept many on top of the latest findings regarding nutrition 100 years ago. The articles would be full of encouragement for housewives to vary the diet with whatever was in season in the garden. Clearly, if you were poor, you would not have the inspiration of expensive magazines. And if you only had the ingredients your mother and your grandmother had, it could be tricky to find inspiration to cook better and healthier. After World War II, Florence Irvine was employed by the ministry to teach women in rural communities how to cook and make the most of what little they had. She became known as the cooking woman. She travelled by bicycle and stayed in small villages all over Ulster for 6 to 8 weeks to instruct women of the area in cooking, laundry work and dressmaking. What she describes to her readers is a scene of abject rural poverty. Kitchens with no bowl to mix a pastry or a rolling pin to roll it out. It would be hard for most to imagine so many families with so little. We, after all, are part of a consumer society unimagined by our predecessors. Florence Irvine relied on research from MAF's library in London, which has many old cookery books, and she was, I assume, guided or inspired by the man who created the Feed Britain campaign during World War II, Sir Jack Drummond. He was a biochemist and he was hired by MAF in the run-up to World War II, and he based the war diet on that of the Lancashire labourer in the 1740s. There was a population explosion in those years, and it was evident that the population grew on a diet largely of potatoes, fruit and vegetables, with the occasional meat, egg, fish or dairy produce thrown in, emphasis on occasional. The policy was a huge success because although the population of Britain knew want during World War II, it had never been healthier and no one starved. Furthermore, the rationing system was scrupulously fair. Before supermarkets, where most of us get fruit and vegetable from, you would in towns and cities go to your greengrocer for this. Once or twice a week, our country cousins would bring their seasonal produce to market. If you lived in a rural community, you grew your own. If you were a vegetable grower, you would produce enough to attend the market to sell your surplus. It's important to understand the difference between a field crop and a garden crop. A garden crop is for personal consumption. A field crop is production on an industrial scale. That was what the ministry wanted to help achieve. During lockdown, many people turned to growing their own fresh foods, and you do not need very much to get started. Growing your own vegetables and buying those produced in your regions help our sustainability, cuts food miles, and the vegetables produced have far more goodness left in them when they are not picked unripe, stored for weeks, loaded and offloaded between aircraft across the world. The added benefits of being outdoors and improving physical and mental well-being. This is DERA's vision of sustainability at the heart of a living, working, active landscape, valued by everybody.